Welcome to Art and Nature Diaries. My name is Lisa and this is Sweet Chestnut in the rain. I am in a very atmospheric place right now on a hill in a cloud, and I'm seeking what's called the Black Pool. This video is going to be going into areas of water that's held, like pools and ponds. I'm interested in looking at the atmospheres and the reflections, layering. I think it's this way. Just got lost then. I have found the pond and also a herd of ponies here, so I feel quite blessed, and it was definitely worth coming up here. The locals refer to this place as the Black Pool, and it's becoming curiouser and curiouser. I am reminded of a mirror and Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, especially where Alice says, "Let's pretend the glass has got all soft like gauze so that we can get through. Why, it's turning into a sort of mist now." In these conditions and from this view, the pool has a feeling of going off into infinity. It's an infinity pool. It's being held by the earth like a cup, just at the rim, at the edge of it. If you go beyond there, then you're in the cloud. So that the surface of the water and the water that's held in the mist, they are together, they are not separate. Very curious. Through the body, we are capable of linking ourselves for a moment to these things outside us. So through sketching, one's actually using the senses to touch these elements. So your physical body has the senses of vision and hearing and smell. And so by being in nature and making that effort to get the sketchbook out and to draw and to take in what you're touching through the pencil onto the paper, then you connect to the place. For me, this is a beautiful thing. It is actually an artistic process because through the five senses one is able to touch and connect to the environment, to the physicality of the earth, as well as using that physicality within myself, my physical body. Sitting here, I had the thought about water being absolutely transparent when it's pure. As ice, it's a solid form, but it will always melt back to being a fluid. And those of you who know, when you're out in nature, it is constantly changing. And I was just photographing the ice in the water and turned round and then found that, oh my God, that the mist has lifted so quickly. It's amazing. I'm going to just turn myself around and show you what's behind me. If I was to put my inner self to one side and to think with spirit or a sense of the place, I would say that it is an earthly mirror. It mirrors the stars. They can see themselves in the reflection of this earthly mirror. And then there's the moon and the sun. Interestingly enough, the local pubs used to be called the sun, the moon, and the stars. I wonder why. Winter definitely slows things down as the temperature drops. And so I'd like to show you some other pools I came across during different seasons. This luscious green pool, oh my goodness, not a lot of reflection there because there's so much growth, but a beautiful contrast to its surroundings. Obviously there's the surface reflections going on, but one can go deeper or nearer to the water and take in the world underneath, which is the layering of leaves. Can you see those leaves? Almost like a golden colour, and it looks dappled, and they're just picking up enough light to shine up. And then you've got the reflection of the tree boughs above with the green speckly leaves and the blue sky. In a wonderland they lie, dreaming as the days go by, dreaming as the summers die, ever drifting down the stream, lingering in the golden gleam. Life, what is it but a dream? It's hard to know what world you're in, but that is actually a reflection. As we have seen, there is the world above the surface of the water and all that lives below it, and they are intricately interconnected. So as an artist with your artistic license, you can choose what you want to connect with. Maybe it's something to do with the feeling that you have within inside you. Up to this point, I'm simply exploring. I'm not trying to draw or connect to a realistic picture looking identical to the lily pads and the pond. I don't even know if I'm actually capable of doing that, but yes, so here I'm actually exploring layers. So I'm trying to get a feeling of marks, and it's been a while since I've drawn, so it's warming up, and just that connection of lights and darks and tones being from light to dark, really, the in-between. So that's what I've got to so far. And I'm using what I had in my box, which I didn't really check it before I came out, to be honest. In my box I've just got these things. They're great, graphite pencils. Yeah, graphite pencil, and they're water soluble, so this is what's making the nice dark aspects to the drawing. I think this one is 2B, but I've got a 6B and a 9B. So if you have one of these, those people who love it, oh yes, directly into the eye, all that colour, it's got to be good. I can sense myself rising in my energy. Anyway, I love colour and I love rainbows, and they're very effective. So as I have just been zapped by a rainbow in my own kitchen, I am now going through the door and taking you through to my studio. So basically I'm going to show you now the drawing or the painting, the sketch that I was doing when I was sitting next to the pond. And here it is. It's actually quite loose at this stage, and I've been working with browns and greens and blues in acrylic. At first I had like earth and soil and water from the actual pond, and sort of like I'm aware of sort of like lily pad forms and shapes, but I'm not actually attached to those. They may go, they may disappear. So I just wanted to show this picture to you at this stage. And a little bit more further down the line, I've done some more work on this picture, and here you can see that I'm building it up. So it's effectively working on top of what I've already done, but at the same time not getting fixed in one particular area. So it gets built up as a whole. So that means that you step back away from your picture, you look back, and then you carry on working, and you sort of have a sense of where you're going with it then. This would be an example of a layer here for me, and that is where I've put the pastel, the soluble pastel, onto its side, and I've scraped it across the surface of the paper, and then underneath that you can then see still the work that's taken place. This pond had a lot of dark colours actually in it. The lighter colours were sitting on the surface like these oak leaves. But there was the cloud. I remember the cloud being very white and fluffy, but that was a reflection. So yes, it's quite complicated. What does one focus on? I'm in my bathroom. I'm going to show you a painting that I've done on the wall. It's a direct link to the work with PONDS, with the idea of transparency and movement, water. And it's always good to know that some of these projects or sketches can come out again at a later date and be used in a different format, in a different way. And also that having been in nature and connected with nature, then it's sort of inherent within you when you want to bring it to the surface. I am just standing in my bath to get this shot, so here we have it. My painting on the wall. It's done by scraping back to the original plaster, and then just with a sort of transparent effect, creating a flower, the lotus flower, and the lily pad. You can actually see that it's done as a very thin wash. And then across the sink I did a crazy mosaic, just so that you get a feeling of sort of refracted light that often one sees. Looking closer at the goldfish, you can see that I have kept some clear edges to it and then blended out the colours to the surrounding. We're always drawn to what inspires us, so I hope that this vlog can give you inspiration, as these pools and ponds have given so much inspiration to me. Please like and subscribe, and for further notifications, press the bell. And more importantly, it's great to read your comments, so feel free to ask any questions there. It's always good to read them. Thank you.